Football? Well, I don't know nothing about no football. Except for, well, it was last October, I believe it was. We was going to hold a tent service at this here little college town. And we got there about supper time on Saturday. And different ones of us thought we'd get us a mouthful to eat before it was that we was to put up the tent. So we got off of the truck and we followed this little bunch of people down through this little bitty patch of woods down there. And we come up on this here sign said, "Get something to eat, cheer." So I went up there and I got me 2 hot dogs and a big orange drink. I did. And I had not taken airy a mouthful of that food till this whole wrath of people come up on me. They was just all up like where I couldn't eat or nothing. And I dropped my big orange. I did. And then they commenced to moving, and there wasn't so much as anything I could do except for just to move right along with them. Well, we went through all kinds of doors and gates and I don't know what all. And we come up on this one that said North Gate. So we went through there and we kept on going until we finally come up on this here young boy. And he said, "Ticket, please." And I said, "Friend, I don't have a ticket. I don't even know where it is I'm going." And he said, "Well, come back out as quick as you can." I said, I'll do her. I'll turn right around the first chance I get. Well, we kept on going until we finally got to where it was that everybody was a-going, because they parted and then I could see pretty good. I could. You know, what I seen was all them folks was sitting on these 2 big old banks looking at one another across this real pretty little green cow pasture. They was, and somebody had went and painted stripes all up and down it and driven in posts and I don't know what all. And I looked down there and I seen about 5 or 6 convicts running up and down and blowing whistles. And then I looked over and I saw all these pretty little girls down there wearing these little bitty short dresses, and they was dancing around and stuff. So I thought I'd sit down and see what was fixing to happen. So I just got sat down good, and I looked down there, and about 30 or 40 men come running out of one end of this great big old outhouse down there. They did, and everybody where I was sitting, they all got up and they hollered. And then about 30 or 40 more come running out of the other end of that outhouse, and all them folks on that other bank, they all got up and they hollered. Well, and I turned to this fellow that was sitting next to me, and I said, "Friend, what is it everyone is yelling about?" And he just whopped me on the back and he said, "Buddy, have a drink." And I said, "Well, I believe I will have another big orange." So I went and got one, and I sat back down good, and now I looked down there, and all them men, those 2 bunches was gathered up into 2 little bitty bunches down there. They was all railed in real close together like, and they voted. They did, and they elected 1 man apiece, and these 2 men, they walked right out there in the middle of that cow pasture, and they shook hands like they hadn't seen one another in a long time. And then a convict come over to where they was standing, and he pulled out a quarter, and they commenced an odd man right there. And friends, I finally figured out what it was they was an odd man for. It was that both bunches of them men wanted this funny looking little pumpkin to play with. And friend, they couldn't eat it because they kicked the thing all evening and it never busted. But anyhow, what I was telling was, both bunches of them men wanted this little pumpkin to play with, and one bunch of them got it, and it made the other bunch just as mad as they could be. And friends, that evening, I saw the worst fight I have ever seen in my life. They would run at one another and knock one another down and kick and stomp on one another and grind their feet into one another and I don't know what all. And just as quick as one of them would get hurt, well, they would tote him off and run another one out. Well, this went on the whole time I sat there till finally this here young boy that said, "Ticket, please," Well, he come up on me and he said, "Sir, you're going to have to leave on account of it is you don't have a ticket." And I said, "Well, all right." And I got up and I left. And you know, to this day, I don't know what it was that all them fellas was a-doing down there, but I have studied on it a bit, and I believe they was having some kindly of a contest where both bunches of them men would try to take that little pumpkin and run from one end of that cow pasture to the other without either getting knocked down or stepping in something.